joint pain, swelling.
Google Career Certificates Google.
Okay, we're downloading A-Game's formula.
3, 2, 1.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform, man. Much love. Appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everybody that's in the building right now. If you are tuned in, make sure you hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button on the way in. After you hit the like button, make sure you share this show. Make sure you share this show. Make sure you share the show, man. This is your first time here. First time listening. Make sure you subscribe. Salute to all the new subscribers. Salute to everybody that's been lately joining the channel. Salute to everyone who's been tuning in, everyone who's been sharing my lives is very much appreciated. And welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. So make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And last but definitely not least, make sure you financially support the show. Make sure you financially support the show. You can do so by going to CashApp $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV. That's CashApp $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV is where you can go to financially support the show. If you have any questions, any comments you would like me to acknowledge, put it through with your super chat and I will post them. All other donation links will be in the chat room. All other donation links will be in the chat room. Shout out to the Masculine Mercenaries. Salute to my whole A-Game family, man. And we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV with another one. Shout out to my brother Tone Malone in the building. Salute. Shout out to Jay Speaks in the building. And you're definitely not blocked. I can see your message. Peace to Angel. Shout out to Shango Zulu. Peace to my family Batsu in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the show. I appreciate the love and the support, man. And y'all see today's show. But before we get into it, make sure if y'all haven't yet, make sure y'all go and check out my upload I just dropped earlier. because it kind of ties into to today's topic. Make sure y'all go and check it out. I spoke on the whole Joe Budden and Olivia Dope situation, and just a lot of things that's been going on with Joe. So make sure y'all go and check that video out, because in this stream I will be referencing Joe Budden, as y'all can see. And today's show is Fame Without Foundation. Fame without foundation. Now, this is something that a lot of us brothers need to grasp, because if you are about legacy, if you are about generational wealth, if you are about productivity as a man, you have to understand that your foundation starts with how you value yourself. Your foundation starts with how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself. You see? So it starts with the knowledge of oneself, the acceptance of one's self, the loving of one's self. And how a boy is taught that is he's taught that by the love he receives from his family and the people that's in the environment in which he lives, in which he dwells. This type of love, nurturing, and care will cater to this young boy's or this young man's health. And it also will play into his appearance, how he shows up in the world, how he shows up around other men. See, what I just broke down was the internal 5 of the 10 life value system. That is the foundation. That is supposed to be the foundation of any man. See, this is why we get a lot of the theories about this dude had to sell his soul. This dude had to do this for fame. This dude had to do that for fame. And I don't disagree with all of that stuff, because a lot of that stuff is true. But I understand why they do it. And see, this is why they call a lot of people conspiracy theorists, because at the end of the day, the people who's stuck in the conspiracies, they never get the answers. See, I know why those dudes do the weird stuff that they do. And it's today's title. That's why they do it. That's why these young boys get in the industry and they do the things that they do. That's why these young men get in the industry and they get caught up and start doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. This is how a lot of people become victims of fame. It is because they receive fame without a foundation. This is why currently in this space that we call the Black manosphere, we have a bunch of dudes running and scurrying, trying to grab what they can grab so they can run along and tag along. This is why the men in this space has always been in a disarray. And things were never able to manifest in the way they were supposed to. It's because dudes were seeking fame and seeking validation, not from women, but from Zaddy. And men do that when they don't have a strong foundation in spiritual value. See, that is ultimately what makes you a sellout. When you don't have any integrity, when your integrity is for sale, when you bargain your integrity, when you bargain your masculinity, the things that make you a man, the principles that you stand on. If those things can be bargained or paid for at any point, that's what ultimately makes a sellout. Those are the things that makes a sellout. And it's because a lot of these dudes don't have a foundation. They are not rooted in a value system. And the one that they suffer from the most is number one, which is spiritual value. These men don't know themselves. These men don't love themselves enough to see that it's power within them and their brothers. You see? This is why I did the show. Knowing yourself isn't enough. You got to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you exercise who you express, rather, who you truly are. But if you're always in a state of depression, if you're always in a state of unsurety, mental congestion, your mind is always cloudy, it's not clear, you can't focus on anything. It becomes so easy for you to get in this realm of fame and just easily be sucked up by it. See, it's 2021. We could do away with the conspiracy theories because we got the answers. We have them. I know why these men sell out. I know why. It's because they don't have no foundation. They're not rooted in anything. And the things that they're rooted in is gynocratic. And the gynocracy teaches young boys to chase the bag and die on their way getting there. Or losing pieces of themselves when they get the money. You see? So there's no more secrets on why these brothers is doing what they're doing. The answer is today's show. They're receiving fame without a foundation, without understanding the internal 5 of the 10 life values, which is spiritual value, health value, family value, appearance value, and dwelling value. This is why these young boys got to do all these drugs. This is why when a lot of these guys get into the realm of fame, they get hooked on drugs. Because they're trying to fight these demons now. They're dealing with spiritual affliction. They're being attacked. And they're being attacked because they're not protected. See, a value system also protects you. See, brothers, that's also what having a value system does. It protects you. You see? And this is what you see with Joe. See, Joe is not protected right now. See, Joe is getting ready to experience the same type of spiritual trauma that he experienced when he was a rapper. Because what Joe exposed was that he actually wants to be in the industry. And that all the stuff that he'd been saying for all of these years about how messed up the industry was, it was all lies, man. It was all lies. Shout out to my brother Ebo Sosa in the building. Salute, bro. Shout out to Monique Hill. What's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in. See, this is why Joe is wearing shades on Instagram, and he's ashamed because Joe exposed himself. He exposed himself. For all these years, he went around and went on this tirade of the industry is against black men. He tried to do the Dame Dash, but he really wanted to be back in the industry. See, Joe, you don't have the money Dame have to even do anything on your own. You still need these people. If you need these people, you cannot speak against these people. See, this is what I need you brothers to understand. Don't take up a battle that you not built to fight for. Let me repeat that. Because remember, war is spiritual more than anything. More than anything. So don't take up a fight that you're not willing to go to the end for. That you're not willing to suffer for. That you're not willing to take losses for. And see, this is what I'm realizing about a lot of men in this space. You dudes are not willing to take no hits to build what it is you say we want to build. See, because trust me, if we really gonna do this, there's gonna be some guys that's gonna have to take the fall. We know this already. There's gonna be some political prisoners. There's going to be some people who have to go into hiding and go into exile. And might have to go and live off the land. See, don't take up no fight you're not built for. See, that's what Joe did. That's what Joe did. Joe tried to go against the industry. He went against the industry, as a matter of fact. He said a whole lot about a whole lot of people. And you know what they did? They gave him enough rope to hang himself. See, because that's what they try to do to guys like that. You see? See, it don't matter how loud you talk. It's about if you really gonna stand on what you say. It don't matter how much money you have, because you don't have more money than them. Okay? So it don't matter how much money you have. It's about, are you going to stand on what you say? And men who stand on what they say are men who come from what? Or have a what? Strong foundation. They come from men who have strong values. Are you going to stand on what you say? See, because if they could pay you to shut up, you're not going to stand on what you said. You're only talking to get attention. And then when they give you the attention you want, you'll shut up like a child. You see? See, this space was ignored for a long time by the mainstream. They'll just watch and take, watch and take. But now they done put a little spotlight on it. Now it's let's run to the light. Shout out to my brother, the Underrated Darkness. He always talks on that. How brothers is quick to run to that light. And that's what happened in this space. Soon as we got some mainstream light, abandoned everything and ran for the light. This is because these are men who do not have a foundation. They're not rooted in anything. They're actually rooted in the gynocracy. That's why they're running toward fame. This is why. This is why all of a sudden now you got dudes promoting Love Dorsey, who has the image, the image of a Tatiana. But because of what's coming out of her mouth is suitable to y'all, then it's okay. It's okay. So once again, we back to what? Fame without foundation. Because you dudes only promoting Love Dorsey and talking about Love Dorsey because she all over goddamn YouTube. She's all over YouTube. That's the only goddamn reason. That's the only reason. And y'all do things like this because y'all don't have a foundation. This is why y'all fame chasing, sack chasing. This is why y'all doing that. Because y'all don't have a foundation. Y'all not rooted in anything sturdy. That's why y'all just searching for people to agree with y'all. This is why a guy like Steven Jackson, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow on my live. I'm going to speak on the whole situation with Kwame Brown and Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes and Stephen A. Smith. And how they're trying to make it cool to clown black men in mainstream media. You see? See, I'll get up here and have my harsh critiques about Kevin. But I never called Kevin the G word. And I defended this space in which he came from when these mainstream dudes started attacking him. See, I'm not going to defend him. I'm going to defend the space in which he came from. You see? See, because now he's in the mainstream, I'm not going to attack homie. I might still have my little jokes here and there, but I'm not even, I'm done. I proved my point. My point is proven based on where Kevin Samuel is right now. I'm the one who said he was going to make these moves. I called it, me. So I don't have to say nothing else about Kevin Samuels. I don't. I have nothing else to prove. I proved everything. I said everything he was going to do. I said he was going the reality TV route. Y'all saw him with Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. I said all of this stuff. So it's no need for me to even critique him no more. For what? You see? See, because I never had nothing personal against him anyway. My issue was how he was representing the space. Just like now, I don't have nothing personally against Joe Budden. I don't have nothing personal against Steven Jackson. And this is what Kwame Brown was saying. Like, yo, if y'all really felt like that about me, y'all could say it, but why would y'all try to humiliate me in front of these people? In the times that we in society, why do black men still think it's cool for us to get up in mainstream media and humiliate one another? It shows that black men are not on code. But see, some of us already understand the code. See, because what's understood don't have to be said. And these dudes don't understand the code. You know why? Just like most of you dudes don't understand no code, because you don't have a strong foundation. You're rooted in the gynocracy, where they teach men, shout out to the Grinch, where they teach men to be mandingos. While they sitting there, on the porch, drinking Kool-Aid or liquor, they sitting there watching two men beat each other senseless. This is what the slave masters used to do too. Do you know that's how the sport of boxing was created? Don't y'all know that? They used to make us stand in front of each other and beat each other senseless. That's boxing. That's boxing. And Kwame Brown was trying to say, like, yo, why y'all dudes just gonna trash me in mainstream media? Like, why would y'all do that? Y'all dudes are not on code. Them dudes don't have no foundation. And Steven Jackson doesn't have any foundation because he just found his way to God at 40-some years old. Now, am I clowning him for that? No. But I'm using that to make a point to show his lack of foundation, his lack of spiritual value. See, men of integrity have spiritual value. You see? And Steven Jackson doesn't have that. He just started praying. He just started believing in God and believing in brotherhood. He just became a Muslim. So he's just now understanding what it is to be a brother. And he had to lose a brother to understand that. It shows you how lost Steven Jackson was. That's why you see him on Instagram, all with Tone Trump and all the Muslims, all the ox out in Philly. He going on his world tour, taking pictures, praying, and because he's trying to have some value about himself. He needs a sturdy foundation. He needs spiritual value. That's why he wouldn't join the religion. That's why. And I'm pretty sure a brother gonna call him, one of his Muslim brothers gonna call him like, yeah, that was wrong what you did. No, you shouldn't have said what you said about that brother in front of them people. You know who them people are. See, he just joined, so he's still gonna be goofy. He's still gonna be goofy green. He gonna do goofy green shit. But the brothers gonna correct him. They probably gonna tell him, listen, brother, we know you're a grown man and all that, but you be on your show too high. You coming on your show extra, you extra high. So maybe that's why you wasn't in the right state of mind to realize what you were doing. You see? You abandoned your spiritual foundation to appease some devils. To appease mainstream media, who is against you and your people. Who is out to and is currently destroying your people. These are the same people who killed your brother. These are the same people from the same system. And see, Jack gonna learn. Stack, he gonna learn. He gonna learn what he did was wrong. He gonna learn what he did was wrong. And I'm gonna talk about it more on tomorrow's show, because I'm still watching and seeing what's going on with this whole situation. But it's too much of us who receive fame without a foundation, man, and it's destroying us, brothers. It's destroying us. Now I see why in the message to the black man that was written by Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, He said he advised us brothers to not to go into sport and play, which is sports and entertainment. And sports and entertainment, athletes and entertainers is what run the black community. And he told us, don't go there. Because that is you signing up to become a slave. You see? See, this is why I say fame without a foundation. See, because I know where not to go, and I always knew where not to go with my profession and my talents and stuff like that because of my foundation. Now, am I saying, if your child has skills and you want to put them there, not to put them there? I'm not saying that. It's still a choice at the end of the day. It's just that for me, learning what I learned at such a young age, and for me to now be at the age that I am, and to see what I read when I was young manifesting today. I mean, come on, 1 + 1 is 2. If you find out that 1 + 1 really is 2, then nobody ever lied to you. It's not a conspiracy. He told us, do not put your children into sport and play. But what occupations run the black community? Sport and play. Athletes and entertainers. Sports and entertainment. SDE. Shout out to Cameron. Sex, drugs, and entertainment. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Same thing. You see? That's why those agents come down to the projects with them checks and them cars with them bowls on top of them. So you can sign that contract and tell your son to sign himself back up into slavery. And he not going to realize he's signing himself back up into slavery because he doesn't have a foundation. He doesn't have a value system in which he relies on. And see, when you don't rely on a value system that is predicated for your growth and for your progress, right? You end up unknowingly an agent because you start doing things to keep your spot. Because you still gotta feed your family. Your wife still wants Chanel bags, dog. You've been buying her Chanel's bag since you knew her. She still want them. How you gonna keep it up? How are you gonna maintain the lifestyle in which you gave to your family? So it's like, man, I know I'm gonna look crazy, but man, I gotta feed my family. And then you become a sellout. See, I know why dudes sell out. I know. Because they don't have a foundation. See, if Steven Jackson was strongly rooted and his foundation was Islam, he would have knew what to do when the time came. Either you stand up and stand in solidarity with your brother, or you don't say nothing. Next question. You see? But when you don't have no foundation, fame will swallow you. It will devour you. It is designed that way, to devour anyone. But brothers, that's why they bring them checks and them cars down to the projects. Because they know you come from a bad family. Remember, we speaking on the internal 5. They know you come from poor living conditions, dwelling, which is the 5th life value. They know you come from poor living conditions. They know where you live and the people that you live with, your family, is jacked up. They know you come from a broken family. See, this is how they know that they could put this $25,000, $50,000, $60,000 check in your face and this car and these keys to this new house that they said they got for your mama. This is how they know you're going to take it. This is how they know. And when you take it, now you are indebted to them. Because you signed on the dotted line. You gave them consent to do what they do, to go through their system, to deal with their values. You see? You see? And I need brothers to really understand this, to really grasp this topic today, man. So we can stop sitting around with the conspiracy theories about, oh, he's evil. And come on, man. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. These dudes sell out because they don't have a foundation. They don't have no spiritual value. They in poor health. They come from bad families, horrible people, horrible parents. They show up in the world terrible. They found him in a park practicing with ran over sneakers. And he live in the goddamn projects. That's why they go there and find their talent. Because they know this kid ain't got no real foundation. He not really rooted in nothing, man. We could get so much out of this dude. We can drain him. Slavery. Slavery. I mean, you know, today the nation is a little different. You know, I'm not going to get too much into that because that's my personal opinion. But I remember when I was young, you know, those books was readily at my fingertips, man. When I was in junior high school and I used to get put on a punishment, I couldn't come out of my room. I used to just sit in there and just read all of them. Just read them. And that stuff gave me a strong foundation. It really developed and helped me develop my manhood. You see? And that's what's lacking today. That's what's lacking. Men saying no to some shit. You got more women out here saying no than men. Back when I was young, hearing no as a boy was something that my dad told me you got to get used to. And it wasn't like he was punishing me, but he was teaching me a lesson about this world. He said, son, you going to grow up and be a man one day, and you're going to be a black man. So you're going to hear the word no. You're going to get doors shut in your face. But you still got to remain you. You can't let that shake you. You can't let that move you. You don't want to be one of them dudes that people can just make you do anything. You just acquiesce to anything. Remember, masculinity or men do what? Oppose environment. There's not a lot of opposition from us no more, brothers. It's a lot of acquiescing. And we acquiescing to weak shit. And we opposing the things that we should be going toward. We still want to be famous and look cute on TV, and like, who still want to do that type of shit? That's girly shit. But I get it. If you were, I get it. If you were raised in a gynocracy, then I understand why you'll make that decision, why you'll go the mainstream route, why you brothers are seeking fame, why you just want to be seen, but don't truly make no real effect. It's because you got a weak foundation. If your mother gave you your foundation and what you stand on, and your mother is nothing but a gynocratic hyena, I expect you to go be a little fanboy. I expect you to go be a little industry boy that they could twist into pretzels and do all types of stuff to. Have you running around here like Orlando Brown, losing your mind. See, that's what's getting ready. See, if y'all don't remember, before Orlando Brown and all of that, you had Joe Budden. Joe Budden was doing that. That's when I knew that Joe Budden had mental issues too. He had mental health issues. Joe Budden was running around the internet high, talking about the industry. That's what Joe was doing. That's what he was doing. Going crazy. Because these dudes have no foundation, man. If you're not rooted in a value system, which is the first S in SOS, which is system, order, and structure, you don't have a value system, your life is going to be in chaos, man. And you're not even going to know how to put your life in order without a system, without a practical, pragmatic system. See, Joe don't even know what he just did, man. Shout out to Hills In. Appreciate you, family. Joe don't know, man, He just unlocked them doors. He's about to get attacked full throttle. Because what he did to his brothers. And Joe's foundation is weak. His spiritual foundation is weak. Joe don't believe in himself. He doesn't. He doesn't even believe in the people around him. That's why he say the things that he say about them. That's why he talk behind their back and say the things that he say about them. Because he don't believe in them. That's why he said what he said about Rory. And said Rory never brought nothing to the table. That's why he said what he said about Maul. Even though nobody would have watched that show if it was just Joe. Because Joe gets very boring and monotonous real quick. His voice is annoying. Nobody even liked to hear his voice. So when he added Rory and Maul, it just, the chemistry was there. The chemistry is there. People rather listen to Rory talk. We rather listen to Rory or Maul go on a diatribe before Joe. We want to hear Joe have an emotional outburst. That's what people like to see from Joe. Because that is what Joe got famous for on the internet after he got kicked out the industry. You see? Because if y'all don't know, Joe Budden and Tahiri started that whole reality TV show shit. They started the whole love and hip hop shit. They started that. Well, I can't say they started that. Flavor Flav actually did it first. He started it. But what resurrected it was Joe Budden and Tahiri's show on YouTube. See, y'all can go back to Joe Budden TV years ago. He got millions of views. Joe Budden was going viral on YouTube back then with the videos that him and Tahiri was doing, which sparked off love and hip hop. And them going to the internet and looking at people online to scout people and stuff like that. Joe started that shit. But at that time when he was doing that, he was at a low point in his life. Joe don't know how to deal with fame. He never did. He never did. Never did. And I see Steven Jackson doesn't either. He doesn't either. And you could tell because I follow Stack on Instagram. If you look at him in the pictures with all the Muslim brothers and all of that, he's still kind of shell-shocked. He still don't know how he gonna fit in. He's still unsure about what he's doing. You could look in his face and see it. You could look in his eyes. He hoping he made the right decision by becoming a Muslim and praying to Allah. He not sure of that stuff, man. And to some people may think he just doing it for photo ops. Shout out to Jay Speaks Live. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Much love. Shout out to Bronze Dip in the building. Shout out to Bayou Bunny in the building. Shout out to my man Sir in the building. Shout out to Sir. Cool Rob, salute. Shout out to the Crimson Cure in the building. Peace and love, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Share the show. But yeah, you could look in Steven Jackson's eyes, man. These dudes don't have a a strong foundation. And the foundation of every man is supposed to be SOS. You must have a system. What system? A value system. Before financial system, before operating system for your computer, and you need a value system, brother. You need to find out what you value in life. And the first thing you must find out what you value in life is how much you value your goddamn self. Spiritual value, how much you value yourself, and how much you value God. How much you value yourself and how much you value God. That's first. That's first. If you look at a lot of these athletes and these entertainers. Look at them. These dudes be in shape, yeah. But that don't mean you, just because you're in shape don't mean you're in good health. See, I have to say that. Don't think because you're in good shape, you're in good health. Because do y'all remember y'all may not remember, but all my New Yorkers, y'all remember the news reporter from Channel 9 who died jogging? He just had a heart attack and died. He used to jog every morning before he went to work. He just died. This was years ago. So being in shape doesn't mean you're in a good bill of health. And a lot of these guys, they mental health is messed up. You know Steven Jackson head is messed up. He had to watch over and over and over again on the internet, on the news, his brother get murdered. He had to watch it over and over again. They put it on TV over and over. It's all on the internet over and over. He's traumatized. This is why now he's trying to find God. He's trying to find God now because he need a foundation. Because this fame is killing him. It's destroying him. He need a foundation. We all need a foundation, brothers. And it starts with a value system. And I'll recommend the 10 life value system. The 10 life values of the 10 life value system is 1, spiritual value. 2, health value. 3, family value. 4, appearance value. 5, dwelling value. 6, mobility. 7, education. 8, profession. You know, you high value dudes. 9, leisure. 10, wealth. So with all this money these famous dudes have, why they suffering from mental health issues? Why they just getting in tune with God? Why are they off cold with other brothers? They got all this money. They don't have a foundation, man. Fame without foundation is destruction, brothers. Let me repeat that. Fame without foundation is destruction, fellas. It's been destroying us for years. For years, man. You got to understand this. There's no magical sellouts. There is no praying to no imaginary demon for none of that. These dudes, you automatically a sellout, or you can easily be controlled. Easily can be controlled. Like Shango Zulu said in the chat. You can easily be controlled when you don't have a foundation. So it's easy for these dudes to sell out. There's nobody they got to pray to sell out. All they got to do is sign the goddamn contract and agree to being a puppet. And they do it because they don't have a foundation. They are not rooted in a value system. They don't have a value system that's going to benefit them and their people. I'm going to say it again, fellas, and I'm going to wrap this show up. Fame without a foundation is destruction. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Shout out to everybody in the building. All right, I'm gonna go into my thing and I'm gonna check it. Jay Speaks. I'm gonna go and check it. All right, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in this afternoon. Much love. Make sure y'all like and share this stream. Make sure y'all like and share this stream. Make sure y'all like and share this stream. Make sure y'all get down in the comment section and leave your sentiments on this topic, man. Fame without foundation, man. It's destruction for us, brothers. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Much love to everybody. If you're in the chat, I appreciate it. If you hit the super chat, I appreciate it. If you donated through the Cash App, I appreciate it. Much love to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who came out. Salute to the masculine mercenaries. Salute to my whole A-game family. Fellas, you want to know how to become an A-gamer? You want to know how to become an A-gamer? Easily. Hit the link in the description box. Hit the link in the description box and join this A-game lifestyle. This is a lifestyle promoting optimal health for men. Lifestyle promoting optimal health for men. This product, let me say it correctly for you dudes, because y'all like to critique me a lot. So let me say it correctly. This product, for us men, it promotes our vitality, it promotes energy, it promotes strength, and it helps promote an huge increase in dudes' libido if you have that issue. So get down in the description box, hit that link, join this A-game lifestyle of promoting optimal health for men. After you hit that link at your checkout, type in promo code SHEEP and the number 10 to get a discount off on your purchase. That's SHEEP and the number 10 to get a discount off on your purchase. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. But before we go, brothers, remember, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Look, I'm black guy. Hello, how may I help you?
Hey, Habibi, look, my hang low ain't working like it's supposed to. You got any of them sex pills?
May I randomly suggest one of these generic products?
Nah.
You should take the A-game, little bro.
Bling bling for the ding ding.
Nah.
You shouldn't be taking that poison, little bro. Here, try one of mine.
Yes, right.
A-game will make a girl give you her credit card number.
It is very true.
Plus, it's an all-natural solution for men. Not like these gas station pills gonna make your manhood shrivel up and fall off.
Oh my golly, he's right. A-game is an all-natural solution for men. And you take it and it give you energy and libido and your vitality will be out the roof.
I feel it kicking in already. I'm gonna go home and show my girl.
Okay, but don't forget to drink 16 to 32 ounces of water.
Hey, baby.
Ooh, look who brought their A game.
And the A is for apocalypse, because I'm about to blow your back up.
Ooh, I love it when you bring your